The award goes to...
Haha! Burna Boy!
Indeed, when the African giant falls, he rises back on his feet, twice as tall. Burna Boy's message to the music world could not have been better expressed with his comeback win at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards 2021, following his disappointment the year before. And he would then go ahead to earn himself several more nominations in subsequent years, now totaling 10 Grammy nominations in all. Burna Boy's remarkable music journey obviously peaked with the Grammys win in 2021, but that was just the icing on the cake. In fact, that was the result of over a decade of hard work, commitment, trials, and failures. And of course, for an entertainer, the controversies have always been there. But Burna Boy's outspoken and brazen personality beat every one of them. So, how did Burna Boy become Burna Boy? What was his beginning like? Did he also drop out of school like many others in the entertainment space? Well, to answer the last question, no. Burna Boy did not drop out of school. Born on July 2, 1991 in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, Damini Ogulu, popularly known as Burna Boy, learned early on in life how to seize opportunity. A lecturer mother and a welder father, as his parents met the Ogulus enrolled little Burna Boy on quality education. And this is where Burna Boy derived his early motivations, to build on the good foundation set by his parents. He completed high school promisingly in Nigeria and relocated to London to pursue his tertiary studies. But despite his academic prowess, Burna Boy had a hidden passion in music. He had already started making his own beats using Fruity Loops around then, and it was only about a matter of time until he took his music passion to the next level. Fun fact: Burna Boy's maternal grandfather, Bonson Idenige, managed Nigerian music legend Fela Kuti at one point in the latter's gracious career. Now you definitely know where Burna's music passion stemmed from. Burna Boy, just before 2010, experimented with different sounds in London and South Africa, all as part of mastering his craft. And this is where Burna Boy thought he could blend into one music genre, his new experiences with different cultures, different values, in addition to his native Nigerian heritage. And how right was he? After much testing mixing, his raga-inspired vocal style became distinctive, a new creation of his which he called Afrofusion. I did warn you all earlier about Burna Boy seizing opportunities. The early years after the turn of 2010 was actually when the Burna Boy music shift set its first major sale. In 2013, Burna Boy released his debut studio album, Life, and the album's biggest single, Like to Party, sounded the alarm to all of Africa's entertainers about a new gem on the block. The success of Burna Boy's Life album got Africa's heavyweights snapping him up for tasty features. The late South African rapper, aka recruited Burna Boy the following year for his multiple award-winning song, All Eyes on Me. That same year, 2014, Africa's most decorated rapper, Sarkodie, listened to the masterpiece the two had created and decided to break the bank to feature them on Special Someone off his Sarkology album. By this time, not only his attractive alpha male figure, but also Burna Boy's infectious masculine voice had begun to settle into the ears of African music lovers. But even so, Burna Boy still had a lot of convincing to do to earn the trust of a continent known musically to only appreciate their own sounds. Remember, Burna Boy's style was different and more a mixture of pop, reggae, dancehall, R&B, which were all foreign sounds. But Burna Boy definitely had a plan. He thought if he could convince the rest of the world to appreciate his sounds, his own African people would eventually appreciate him too. Burna Boy, however, did not give up on his people, though, as he formed his own record label in 2015, Spaceship Records, to nurture young Nigerian talents and also manage his music distribution locally. His mother, Bose Ogulu, has since been his manager in that regard. That same year, Burna Boy released his second studio album, On a Spaceship, to commemorate the beginning of a new direction. This time, Burna Boy focused on building healthy relationships and connections with international music industry players, including Kirk Harding and Matthew Adswain of Atlantic Label. This was his strategy to penetrate the international music market. And his strategy proved effective in 2017 as he signed with Bad Habit/Atlantic Records in the US and Warner Music Group internationally. And this was practically the beginning of greatness. As a previously good student who always understood the assignments, Burna Boy released his third studio album, Outside, in 2018 to mark his major label debut. And Outside was nothing short of a masterpiece. The album debuted number 3 on Billboard Reggae Albums chart. The album had Ye as its biggest single, and most Nigerian publications placed it number 1 as the biggest song in 2018. And then, eventually, Burna Boy's Outside won Best Album at the Nigeria Entertainment Awards at the end of 2018. You know how it goes with entertainment. Once the nominations for big awards start pouring in, you know the big sellouts and shows would surely follow. But Burna Boy decided against headlining the biggest of shows just yet. He took things slow. On October 17, 2018, Burna Boy performed to a sold-out crowd at London's O2 Academy Brixton, maximum capacity of just 5,000. And this was just one piece of his special agenda to embark on a 17-date global tour of 1,000 to 3,000 capacity venues that started on August 9 in Toronto. With this strategy, Burna Boy built an empire of loyal fans from across the globe. His popularity grew exponentially. Definitely a man with a plan. The year now is 2019, and the success of Burna Boy's Outside album continued to grow like grass. The awards and nominations continued pouring in as he won Best International Act at 2019 BET Awards, second Nigerian to have won the award at the time. Burna Boy's fame and popularity was now spreading like wildfire across the globe. He teamed up with Los Angeles-based electronic duo DJDS in March 2019 on a 4-track EP dubbed Steel and Copper. The incredible thing about this piece was that Burna Boy simply sampled the works of the late Fela Kuti, whom he mentioned as one of his idols and inspirations. 2019 continued to be the most industrious year yet for Burna Boy, as musicians from across the globe ringed him up for collaborations. Beyonce was one of them, as 39-time Grammy awardee sought Burna Boy's services for her Lion King, The Gift album. And Burna Boy featured as the only artist with their own track on the soundtrack album. Great feat. But still, the hard work continued. Amidst the buzz and adrenaline rush from the overwhelming success that was perusing his way now, Burna Boy continued to roll with the waves. He released his famous African Giant album in July 2019. A fully loaded 19-track album that had party bangers, catchy dancehall tunes, resounding pop and hip-hop songs with a touch of Afrobeats. Fair to say the album had it all. Burna Boy said African Giant was his most personal album yet, with a tasty lineup of international heavyweights like Georgia Smith, Damian Marley, Angelique Kidjo, and Future. It is no surprise that the album still reigns as one of Burna Boy's best-selling albums. African Giant has been certified gold in Canada, France, and UK. And now the moment you have been waiting for. African Giant earned Burna Boy his first ever Grammy nomination at the 62nd edition of the awards. But you already know how that went. He could not bring the award home. Nevertheless, the way from here for Burna Boy was only the top. And the following year, 2020, Burna Boy dropped Twice as Tall as his first studio album. He recruited multiple award-winning producer Diddy as executive producer of the album, and the rest, they say, is history. Not only has Burna Boy gone on to win the Grammys, but he has since established himself as a mainstay of international music. Today he has features with top stars like Ed Sheeran, Stormzy, Shia, Sam Smith, Dave, Pop Smoke, J Hus, DJ Snake, Vybz Kartel, and more. All these have been possible because he chose to give a free rein to his skills. No African artist can boast of such a rich catalog. You know an artist is a big hit and fans' favorite when different disciplines come snapping him up. Burna Boy performed at the 2023 Champions League final, which was staged at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium, Istanbul. Yep, he's gotten that big. Burna Boy, since Twice as Tall, has dropped 2 more albums, Love, Damini 2022 and I Told Them 2023, and his numbers on streaming platforms speak for themselves. Today, he sits on the majestic throne as Nigeria's most streamed artist of all time on Apple Music with multiple platinum awards. Today, Burna Boy charges over $500,000 for international shows, and the rate of his growth suggests he will reign for a very long time.